Gundam Maniacs, welcome to this episode of Gundam Explained. I'm actually super pumped that I get to talk about SD Gundam Battle Alliance. This will be a review of the latest Gundam game from Bandai Namco. There was a demo out initially, so you can kind of get an idea of how it plays, so I'll be expanding on what we've learned from the demo. I want to thank Bandai Namco for providing a key for this. I had already pre-ordered this to be able to play it even earlier so I can provide a review from the standpoint of a Gundam fan. But before we get started, if you haven't, please subscribe and give this video a like if you think it's cool. But yeah, let's get started. Okay, again, this is a review of SD Gundam Battle Alliance on the PC, code provided by Bandai Namco. Again, I have already pre-ordered it anyway, because from the demo, I liked what I saw. And there's one thing that I don't like, and I'm actually going to get that out of the way right now. And that is the look, the SD Gundam look. As much as I love Gundam, and I love playing the Gundam games, I am just not a fan of the SD Gundam look. I've bought maybe one SD Gunpla to build for fun, but really, I just like the original scale of everything. But, you know, it could be a design decision. It could be a way to gather a larger audience to play this game. But, for me, it's the gameplay that actually seals the deal where I can overlook that SD look. And so what's really cool about the game is that it is an action RPG, and it can go up to 3-player co-op. And the reason I say the gameplay really seals the deal here is because it has awesome character action qualities. You know, going back, Devil May Cry, God of War, and how games have sort of evolved in that aspect, this game, SD Gundam Battle Alliance, really just takes the best of that and provides it both in kind of an easy format for people that maybe aren't used to it, but also has a lot of advanced techniques that occur, especially later on in the game. And the controls are what's perfect. A is to jump, B's a dash, X and Y are your light or medium and heavy attacks, whatever. I mean, that is kind of a staple when it comes to character action games, and they have that applied here. But what's even better is the right triggers to shoot. That's something we're all used to. Left trigger is to block or to guard with the shield. And then you have your like special abilities you can use with the left and right bumpers or whatever. And I think that's just an amazing control scheme from gathering all of what video games, especially action-oriented games, have been. And yeah, it works really well. No complaints with the controls. It even has the lock-on aspect I really like from like Dark Souls and other games, and even the, the first Zelda Hyrule Warriors, where right-click, you can lock on to the enemy, and then you can change that around. That is perfectly exactly what I like in an action game. And so how it works is you are thrown into a level, a scenario, where you just go and you battle other mobile suits. They could be from all different eras of Gundam. That's kind of the main story here, and I'm not necessarily a story guide too much if it's not exactly canon, so I'm skipping some of the story here. That might be a bad thing. But what it does a lot is it takes all the Gundam shows, throws them in some sort of story where timelines are broken, mobile suits from other universes are popping in, and all that. So the story is good enough just to play the game. But as you're playing it, you're thrown into a level where you play through it. There's loot to find along the way. They're really like these yellow crystals that just kind of give you the currency and XP needed to level up your mobile suits. But then, yeah, you'll go through the level, kick some mobile suit butt. Usually there's a boss that's involved. But then sometimes, or a lot of the times what's happening is then once you've beaten a certain set of levels, it will then unlock a different scenario for those levels that it's like the correct timeline, so you can see how it would have played out in any of the various shows. And with the mobile suits themselves, unlocking them is pretty cool. As you go, you get blueprints for mobile suits. Sometimes you'll outright get the whole mobile suit after beating the mission. And then there's leveling up the mobile suits. You can get them to 15, so you can max them out at 15, but then something unlocks that allows you to max them up to 30 and give you additional slots to equip parts that have special attributes to them. So not only are we getting the leveling up and special attributes we can add onto the mobile suits, but within all the mobile suits, it seems that they play differently. There's 3 different types of mobile suit, I guess, categories that you could choose from, and they have their own strengths and weaknesses, but individual mobile suits also have a way. It could be timing of attacks, so it could be that some you can pull off combos better than others. And speaking of combos, that is a main part of this, is really the timing of the combos. You have it like a meter. It's almost like a combo meter, or in your endurance, stamina, what have you, from Breath of the Wild. That's what it's reminding me of. But as you attack, it lowers, and it can get to the point where you're too tired to keep attacking. But then there's this combo break move you can do, where I'm playing on an Xbox controller, but you hold down X and A at the same time. It causes another attack that resets your meter, and you can continue the combo. I've seen videos online produced by Bandai Namco that shows a ground Gundam doing an aerial attack and then continuously staying in the air, resetting the combo meter and staying in the air. So this can get pretty crazy if you're that type of gamer. So I've played about 5 hours of the game so far, and that's why I'm calling this a day one review, because I don't think I've played it enough to give you like a full absolute review of it. But from the day one, from going through the demo content and then playing outside the demo content, I can see where the game transforms. It becomes a lot more challenging. You really do have to think about your positioning when you're fighting. As well as with your other teammates too, because you have the ability to repair yourself, but also revive teammates if they've fallen. And, another aspect to this getting it early is there was no chance to play it online, unfortunately, and that's kind of a big part of this. But just by playing it single player through a bunch of missions so far, I can see where the co-op would shine, because when you're playing, especially against a boss that may be difficult, you do have to strategize, and I will see where my AI partners are, and so I will not be close to them. That way you can get attacks from behind, which deal a lot more damage, and that can help take out an enemy. Because a very interesting part of this game that I didn't really understand the point of was when the enemies will hate you. They showed off in the demo at the beginning where that like strip of light comes out of the head of a mobile suit into you or a partner, kind of saying, okay, that's where that enemy is headed. And why that helps is because if I know that an enemy is heading toward me, I won't use any of my attacks that have animations that are too long. What I'll kind of do is just get them to continue to follow me so that my AI partners can then use their attacks. And likewise, if I'm seeing the enemy wanting to go after an AI partner, that then tells me, okay, let me line up one of my special abilities from behind the enemy so that I can get the maximum damage out of it. So you can see I've explained a lot of interesting aspects of this game, and I've even barely touched the surface. It really has a fully developed combat system that I think is exceptional, that I think lends itself to Bandai making a proper Gundam game, whereas it's all canon, possibly UC, everything's to scale, and you can implement the same combat system and it will work. It actually really is great. Now, if I was to talk about any negatives from this, it's really hard to say exactly, because I'm pleasantly, I don't know if surprised is the right word, I guess it can be nowadays with gaming, but it launched where I can play it, no game-breaking bugs. It's been a lot of fun. The only issue I had is one time during a cutscene, it dropped down to like 0.5 frames a second. I had to wait for that cutscene to end, which took a while, but then it got me right back into the game. That could have just been my system. I am running this game at 4K at an unlocked frame rate, but I do notice the frame rate drops, so it might be better for me to lock it at 60, for instance. But what's very cool about it is I'm running it on a 3080 Ti with a 9912th gen processor, 32 gigabytes of RAM. So this thing should run perfectly, and it pretty much does. I mean, for a post-day or a pre-day one patch sort of thing, there's no patches here. This thing runs great, and I'm really happy for that. Well, anyway, so that is my review of SD Gundam Battle Alliance for PC. Available now. Console will be a little later. And I say, if you are a Gundam fan and you play Gundam games in general, this is a fun game. Do you like the Dynasty Warriors Gundam games? Think of that, but a lot more thoughtful combat where you really have to think about the combat as you're playing. And the fact that this is co-op and that you have so many mobile suits to level up and upgrade and equip parts to. There's a lot you could do here, and I think it's really going to shine on co-op. So expect a follow-up review video talking about how it is playing on co-op. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Let me know what you think about the game if you've checked it out, and we'll talk later.